What's up, guys? This is Crazy the Brooklyn Gamers. Today I'm going to show you how to get the most amount of resources for your bases in Fallout 4, which will enable you to build really cool stuff like this mega structure I've started. And I'm going to start from like the basics and move on towards the more advanced stuff, which will require perks and a whole bunch of other stuff. So let me just start with, let's crawl before we walk. And let's go into our workshop mode. And most of you will figure this out on your own, but I'm going to just show it anyway because this game doesn't really show you how to do much. So to go into your workshop mode, you press the back button, or you can go to these benches and it puts you in this mode right here. Once you're in this mode, you can scrap anything pretty much, from chairs to trees to cars to these little cinder blocks. See, and once you hit X and to scrap, it'll tell you what it's going to give you, like what resource and how much of it. And we can scrap that right there. And it goes right into your database of stuff, which will enable you to build floors, walls, roofing, all of that. As you can see, it'll tell you right on the upper right, you need 2 steel and 8 wood just for this one floor. And you run through it quick, trust me. But when you first start the game and you're in this area and you're able to start building, I would just run through it. And there's right now you can't see because I've already scrapped it, but there were trees back here. There was a wood fence, and you could scrap anything within this green circle, which encases this entire area, which is pretty big. So that is your first step. Your next step is you're going to want to do side quests for the Minutemen. And what that enables you to do is get more outposts, right? So that I can't really show you. You just kind of have to go do that. You're going to, go all over the map and get more and more outposts. I would just go run through a bunch of them. Get as many as you want or need. I'm up to like, I think 9 bases at this point. And once you do that, let's go to another base actually. We'll get out of this mode. And we'll go to this outpost right here. And you can always tell on your map what is an outpost by the smiley face and number of people. That means it's a outpost of yours. Okay, step 2. Now, once you clear out a base, you'll have a couple of guys in here like this dude. And you're free to now go into workshop mode. I believe when you first go into a base and you first clear it out, you're going to have to go and enable your workshop by going up to it and hitting A. You can't just start by hitting the back button. And then once you do that, you can now open this whenever you want. Okay? And I would totally recommend build a power generator and then build a recruitment radio beacon, which are all in here. They're in the power section. You got your generator, and then in miscellaneous, you got your recruitment radio beacon. And what this does is it brings more settlers to your outpost, and you can kind of command them to do stuff. So that's basically it. And you're going to do this over and over and over again until you have a ton of outposts. And like I said, you're going to want to go through all these places and scrap stuff. I don't think I even have anything to scrap in here. I'll see if I could find something. Obviously, you could scrap the chair for some steel. But there's going to be trees and all sorts of stuff. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Tree cluster, 30 wood. These tires, I mean, everything. Just make sure you look around because it'll highlight it. And if it's highlighted, that means you can scrap it. So this is kind of like a rinse and repeat kind of thing. You're just going to do this over and over again. And once you do that, this is something you're going to need to kind of start from the beginning if you want to do it early on. You have to invest in charisma, which I didn't do in the beginning, and I ended up having to do it later on, so it took me a little longer. But you got to get to level 6, and then which will enable you to put 1 perk into local leader. And what local leader does is it gives you the ability to share resources between your outposts, which is huge. Because as of right now, before you do this, if you have 100 wood in Sanctuary Hills and 80 wood where we are right now, like you can't use any of the wood from Sanctuary for this spot as of right now, right? Once you enable local leader, you can go up to, You have to be in workshop mode, by the way, for this. You gotta, once you enable all that, go up to one of these people and you hit supply line, which is right bumper, and you could send the settler to Sanctuary Hills. I've already done it here, so it's not showing up. But you can send them to all these different outposts. You want to send them obviously to the outpost where you're working on your mega structure or the thing that you need a lot of resources for, right? So I've already sent them to Sanctuary Hills. Once you send them, now any resource I get in this base, anything I scrap, anything at all, will be available to use in Sanctuary Hills, which is extremely useful and comes in very handy once you start running out, because like I said, before you get this perk, you're limited to what is in this area, and then that's pretty much it. Now there's one more thing, obviously, is your junk. And that, see, I only have 2 pieces of junk right here, but a lot of times I have a whole list of stuff. Pick up everything you see in the wasteland. When you're on missions, if you see like a teddy bear or whatever, a pencil, pick it up, because what happens is, you know, you're going to get encumbered a lot, obviously, and you're going to have to come back to one of your bases. I would just go to Sanctuary Hills every time, fast travel. You go to your workshop and you transfer everything. Hit the X button and you could say store all junk. Hit the Y button and it'll take all of your junk out of your inventory and put it into your base. And what it does is it takes those objects and turns them into resources, whether it be wood or steel, ceramic, acrylic, whatever it is. And then that, again, just helps you add to your resources. That's really the other way of adding. It's a much slower way compared to running through this area and taking down trees. You know, that's going to get you the most. Let's see. I think this tree's available to, yep. Like, as you see, you get like 30 wood from this. Whereas if I give a piece of junk I find in the wasteland, maybe give me 1 piece of wood. But it adds up after a while. You just keep collecting junk as you go through the side missions, story missions, and you just, every time you get encumbered and you're too heavy, run back to base, or you're gonna have to throw stuff away because you will be too heavy. You can't fast travel, but get yourself to the limit where you can fast travel, and then just empty yourself out and rinse and repeat. And that's really it, guys. You know, this is a really cool way of getting the maximum amount of resources. They don't tell you this; it's something you would have to read. And I really hope this helps. I would love to see everyone's outpost finished, in progress, whatever you guys want to show us. Send it to our Instagram, DM it to us, Brooklyn Gamers. I hope you enjoyed this video. Look out for more videos on Fallout 4, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Peace.